Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Jesse Bam Rodriguez's 10th round knockout victory over Fernando Martinez in what was a beautiful display of boxing and a beautiful display of attacking footwork from Jesse Bam Rodriguez. Now, this fight went pretty much as expected. There was a huge skill gap, as we knew going into the fight, and that was very evident from the very first bell. Bam was in control of the fight from the very first round until he was able to put Martinez away with a beautiful pull counter left hand. Martinez was throwing that lead right hand from a squared up stance throughout the fight, and Bam was hitting him with left hand counters and countering the hell out of him throughout the fight, but wasn't really able to hit him with that perfect shot to put him away. Martinez was a very tough and durable guy, so credit to him. He showed a lot of heart. I think he had his nose broken from quite early in the fight, and he was getting pushed back and beaten up and broken down for, like I say, almost 10 rounds in this fight. So credit to him. He showed a lot of heart and a lot of toughness. And credit to Jesse Bam Rodriguez for being able to eventually get the stoppage and find that sort of perfect shot to put him away. Bam, like I say, was just on another level to Fernando Martinez. Skill-wise, boxing IQ-wise, footwork-wise, technique-wise, Bam is one of the very best in the sport. So now in this fight, Robert Garcia had to keep reminding him not to get bored and not to get lazy and overconfident, because it was like a sparring match for Bam. Like I say, there was a big skill gap in this fight, and it was evident that he was getting a little bit lazy in there because there wasn't much of a threat for him. So, it was a great performance from Bam, but it wasn't that great of a fight due to the fact of there being such a skill gap between the two guys. So, but like I say, credit to both guys. But going forwards, I'd like to see, Bam step up in weight, because, at this weight class, I mean, there's just nothing there for him to really give him any sort of a real threat, in my opinion. And for me, the only real threat for him around these weight classes probably is Naoya Inoue. And I know there are some people that are of the belief that they don't want to see this fight due to Inoue being a little bit bigger, and some people think he's too big for Bam. I disagree with that. I think Inoue is 5'5" and Bam is 5'4", and in terms of reach, there's very, very little in reach advantage for Inoue. It's slight, it's very minimal. So I don't think that this fight shouldn't happen at some point. I'm of the belief that this is one of the very best fights in the sport, and I think that we will hopefully get to see this fight within the next year or two. And now, obviously, Inoue is he's a hell of a fighter himself. Very explosive, very fast, great athlete, great punching power. He's a dangerous guy. One of the hardest punchers pound for pound in the sport. However, I think Bam Rodriguez technically is, the much more sound fighter, especially defensively. I know Inoue is very explosive and fast. So that makes up for a lot of it, and he's got great punching power. But in my opinion, Bam is technically on another level to even Inoue, especially defensively. Bam is much more defensively responsible, in my opinion. He's got great defense. He understands the angles very well. He's always got his hands up, and just a very smart fighter overall. Now, Inoue as well, he's got a good boxing IQ as well, but in my opinion, defensively, he gets hit quite a lot. And, I think this will be a great matchup. Now, I would probably, in my opinion, I would favor Bam, especially if this fight happens in a year or two's time. And Inoue is already at 32 years of age. We know these little guys age a lot faster. Bam is only 25. He's coming into his prime. Inoue is on the back end of his prime. But one thing is, obviously, Inoue is a blessed puncher, so power is the last thing to go. He's also extremely fast, so even if he does lose a little bit of speed, he is still going to be very fast, similar to how a Manny Pacquiao is, able to still be faster than almost all of his opponents, even to the point of him at being 40 years old. So, it's a great fight, and it's a fight I hope we do get to see. In my opinion, there's not much between them in terms of size, so I don't think that should be an excuse for this fight not happening. And I think Bam will go for Inoue at some point, because I'm pretty sure he thinks he's the better fighter. Like I say, technically, I think he actually is the more sound fighter. And I think he can win that fight, guys. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this potential matchup. Do you think Inoue is too big? Do you think he punches too hard? Or do you also agree with me and think that Bam can possibly get the victory in that matchup? But yeah, great performance here from Bam against Fernando Martinez. Um, Let me know what your guys' thoughts were on this fight and what your thoughts are on a potential Inoue fight. Thanks for listening. Talk to you guys again soon. Cheers.